Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Paper Rose Studio, I have the most darling collection. This is Heart and Home Kitchen. We've got a little 6x6 paper collection, and we've also got the embossed die cuts. You guys, I made this really sweet little side step card, and all the little steps have these cute little cutouts, and then the embossing. The clear embossed die cuts are so adorable. This is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer could win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at these adorable papers from Paper Rose Studio. As you know, they are from Australia, and I just love working with these because the embossed die cuts just add so much. And then they've added with this collection, this is new for me, they've added these little punch out greetings as well. So that's just a great bonus. Okay, let's take a look. So, you are getting 18 double-sided pattern papers. You're getting 3 of each of 12 designs, okay? And then like some of them have cutouts like this one. Really cute. And then this cute little plaid on the back. And I love this one. It's got this sort of blue-green background, or it's more minty green, I guess. And then it's got all these cute little aprons and pot holders and the chef's hat and the rolling pins and the little like frosting tube. What do they call those?
Decorating tube.
A decorating, yeah. Okay. And then tan polka dots. And then cute little cutouts. I love the little spoons on this one. And here's a larger version of that. So cute. And the colors on this, there's like tan, blue, green, kind of a peachy tan. Then with the polka dots and this great border. And then a little stove with pots and pans and a little like peg to hang your hat and shawl. And then cute cutouts. And then sort of a peachy tan plaid. And then this all over print. This is the one I just used on the side step card that I showed you in the opening. So cute with cakes and pies and a basket of goodies. And then on the other side, it's a blue tint of recipe cards. And then we've got all these cutouts as well with a little cut with the little cute little greetings with the cupcakes and things like that. So cute. All right, and then we're starting again. Okay, oh, I forgot to show you what's on the back of this one. Plaid again. All right, so yeah, we're just starting again on this one. All right, so let's take a look at the embossed die cuts. For this one, let's see, you're getting 4 sheets of 6x8 embossed pop out die cuts, okay? Oops, upside down. All right, so these cute little sheets, and as I said, you just pop them right out. They're just kind of secured by 2 little tabs. So cute, and look at the glossy on them. I love that feature. All right, and then cute with all of these little items. That's why I love doing the little side step card with these, because they're just a perfect little addition to add to the steps. And then we've got recipe cards and tags. So cute. And then we've got all of our little cutouts. Adorable. And this is like a brown script. Okay, so let's take a look at my side step card again. Now, I'm going to talk about the card, and then this is our giveaway card. I'm going to tell you how we do our giveaways 3 days a week here on Paper Wishes and how you can participate. So watch to the end of the video. All right, so as I said, I used a side step card. I love using our 5x5, our little side step cards that are 5 7/8 by 5 inches, so 5 7/8 long, 5 inches tall. You get 5 in here with 5 envelopes. They are already die cut, scored, folded, the whole thing. You just pop them right out, and on the back of this packaging, there is a pattern for cutting out your papers to fit this shape perfectly, okay? So love that. And then if you have a die cutting machine, you guys, we also sell this in the side step card cutting die. All right, it's a great, like, large piece of metal, so it's not going to warp or anything. It's great. And this is 5 7/8 inch wide, so if you have a 6-inch wide platform on your die cutting embossing machine, it's just going to pass through really, really easily. So this is a great tool. You can just make unlimited sidestep cards. All right, so the first thing I did, you guys, is choose that cute little all over paper with all the little goodies. Use the pattern on the back of the packaging to cut this out. Inked the edges with my favorite cocoa bean ink and my little blender. And then I added along the bottom edge and the top edge, these are brown jewel border dazzles with a gold edging on them. And they just add so much. I just took the little scalloped one and just added it there. Use some tiny scissors to just trim it directly on the card, or you could add it to the paper and then glue that to the card front, whichever you like to do. And then this piece right here, you guys, this rectangle with the spoon, that is one of the cutouts, all right? And then I just cut that out, inked the edges, foam taped it to this sort of rectangular shape of the card. And then I took 2 of these embossed pieces. I love this cake and this little, tell me what this is. I keep thinking it's a pastry bag, but that's not right.
Yeah.
It just, it's driving me crazy. But I mean, I frost cakes and cupcakes with it all the time, and I just can't remember the name of it. All right, and then I just cut out one of the little greetings that says celebrate, or I didn't cut it out, I punched it out, inked the edges of that, and just glued it to sort of extend off the edge. And then right here, we've got the little happy birthday, inked the edges of that as well, took a little bit of foam tape and just attached that to the bottom edge. Now, our foam tape, which I always tell you guys about, is our giant wheel. It's 150 feet or 50 yards of 1/2 inch wide continuous foam tape that Debbie and I just swear by. We use it daily. For this one, I just wanted a little bit, so I just took about 1 inch of that, and then I actually cut this in half so that it was a 1/4 inch wide, okay? And it's really easy to cut in half if you have some scissors that have a titanium finish on them. It doesn't stick to the adhesive. And then I just put the adhesive down first. I put the foam tape down first, and then stuck this to the foam tape. You ever put something like this with the foam tape on the back and then you stick it and then the foam tape is actually too high and then it sticks to the rest of your card? So that's why I did that. And then I got all these little tags, so cute, and cutouts, inked the edges of all of those and glued those. I wanted this one to be at a little bit of an angle, so I glued that one, glued this one, glued this one. And then these 3 pieces, the apron and the 2 cupcakes, those are the embossed die cuts, and I foam taped those. And then on these little tags, you guys, I added some little copper jewel dazzle stickers just to sort of, you know, hold that little circle that's at the top of a tag. So super fun. Stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you how we're going to give this one away. All right, so next, got a slimline card. So slimline is 8.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And then I just cut from this side of the card 2.5 inches off of the card front flap only, okay? Covered it with that really cute plaid paper, took another one of those scalloped brown jewel dazzle stickers, put it along the top edge, and then I knew I wanted to take these pieces and just make a little border out of them. So the first thing I did was take the, here we go, from the die cut, embossed die cuts. These pieces are not die cut. These recipe cards are, let's back up. These are die cuts, okay, punch outs, but they're not clear embossed all over it, so you can write on them. Just what's clear embossed is that little tiny picture right there. So cute. So I took one of those and I glued it there. It's extending off the edge a little bit, put it at a little jaunty angle. Another one of those little words from the punch outs, which I inked, put right there, okay? These words have that clear embossing on them. And then I glued the little scale, glued the basket, and glued the loaf of bread. And then foam tape, foam tape, foam tape those pieces, okay? So they have some dimension to them. Then on the inside, right under this flap, I used the tan polka dot paper, and then this little cluster of baking items I just glued to this side. This side, I used that all over, that same all over print that I used on my sidestep card, which is this one. Actually had a little bit left from when I cut it out of this area right here. And I just took that and I glued that right there and trimmed it even with the card. And then of course, you know, inking the edges, very important. And then this is one of the cutouts and I inked the edges of that and I foam taped that, all right? So it all works together nicely with a couple of foam taped items, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest are all, well, 5, the rest are glued for a really simple card. Put another little bit of dazzle, the brown dazzles right there, just to break up that pattern, okay? Just right where that seam is between the two patterns. There you go. All right, next you guys, this is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, but I cut it down to 6 inches by 5 inches because I wanted it to fit the paper, the 6 by 6 paper perfectly. So I took that and I used that border paper, okay, covered the inside back of the card, inked the edges, okay, and then I went ahead and cut from the card front flap, I cut it to 2.5 inches wide right there. And then use that adorable all over sort of minty green paper with all of the little tan and white baking apron and things like that. Then added another one of those brown jewel border dazzles. And then I took one of the recipe cards and inked the edges of that. And I just wanted that to be sort of the place to land for my greetings. So added the little love to the tab there. And then Sweet Moments, after inking these, foam taped that one. And then on the inside added this tag with one of these copper jewel dazzle stickers and just glued that to the top. It already has these embossed, clear embossed cinnamon rolls on it. And then inked the edges of Made with Love and glued that across. Very simple card to do. I think it's really sweet. Great place for you to add your little greeting up there. All right, finally, so this one, 5 by 6.5 inches. And I actually took some scraps that I had left over from the inside of this card and that tan dot paper, and I glued it along the top and the bottom of my card. Then took this adorable paper with the spoons on it and just glued that right there on the center, just like even, okay? Then once that was all secured, I took my little corner rounder and I rounded those corners on all 4 corners. Then where that paper seam was, I always like to cover a paper seam if I can. Then I used, these are relatively new, these are copper straight line dazzles, and they come in 2 widths, this really thin one and a little thicker. I used 2 of these just to go across the top, and then I just used my scissors to round that sticker edge just a little bit. And then this is one of the cutouts, and I inked the edges of that. And then all of these pieces right here are in the embossed die cuts, and I glued this one, put one of those little jewel dazzle stickers right there, the copper ones. These 2, I just wanted to have them even with the edge here after inking them, and you can see there's another little jewel dazzle right there just to kind of anchor it. You know, it's glued there, but you got to make it look like it's just sort of stuck there with a dazzle sticker. And then foam taped this one, glued this pie, but foam taped that pie. And then added a little tan gingham ribbon from our gingham ribbon collection. And there's just like a little light tan one in here, which I love. All right, so very simple to do. And this was also a quick card. All right, you guys, super fun collection. If you love to bake or you know somebody who does, then I think this is the one for you. Absolutely adorable and super fun to play with. So let me tell you about, first of all, our money saver on this collection. If you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, then at paperwishes.com, then the money saver is right there on the right-hand side of your screen, okay? And then there's below this video, there are full color photos of each card, and there's also supply lists attached to those photos, so you can click on them. And then below that, there's just sort of a large grouping of supplies. Same supplies, but they're not as detailed as if you click on the cards themselves. Now, if you're watching us over on our YouTube channel, then all you have to do is look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page so you can find out about the Money Saver. And you guys, we love the Money Saver on this. It's such a great deal, and Paulette always does a really good price on this, so definitely check this out. Now, how we do our card giveaway, okay? We are promoting our Paper Wishes YouTube channel, which is called My Paper Wishes. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page at paperwishes.com, we ask that you just hop on over to YouTube. You can just search My Paper Wishes. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then we ask that you give this video a thumbs up and leave us a comment. And then after about a week, we'll reply, "Congratulations, YouTube username blank," to one of the comments about this card. Well, about this, all the cards, but it will be about the giveaway for this one. So yeah, all you have to do is know your YouTube username, and if you've forgotten it, just go back and read your comment because it's labeled with your username. It's a good idea to hit the notification bell at the top right-hand corner so you know when we are making card announcements for winners, and also when we're dropping new videos, which we do 5 to 6 times a week. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. Don't forget about that Money Saver, and we'll see you in the next one.